Okay, it's going to be a really simple way to make a cone using a template, a second template to cut the clay with, and some rails and a rolling pin to get everything the right thickness before we start to roll it up. So, let's begin. You're going to need to begin with nothing apart from clay, 2 rails, and a rolling pin as well. So the rails are going to help to keep it all the same thickness, so all the way along here is the same thickness, and as you roll it out, it's going to keep it uniform across, which makes it really easy to roll. When you roll, it's going to be easier to stand up, so you can get your weight over the top of it. I'm just going to roll this out along here until I get down to the level of the rails either side of the rolling pin. Okay, every so often as I'm rolling I can check that it's going to fit my template as when I put it on, and if it overlaps here and here before it gets too thin, I can take a section of that and bring it where I think it will need to be. So you can see that it's going to be a bit short here, so I can add that to there. Make sure I'm rolling on my rails, and I can just roll that into the clay beneath it. This way, when I come to finish it, I know that it's going to completely be under that, with no gaps at all around the outside. Now it's a case of cutting out the template to fit around the cone. So you can just hold the template over the clay. Make sure there's no gaps all the way around, so it's nice and covered. And then with a knife, just run around the outside of that. That way you've now got the same shape as that template, cut out in clay, and you're nearly ready to start rolling up to make the cone. So, before we join any 2 bits of clay together, we need to make sure they're going to stick, and by doing a scratch with a knife or a different instrument and adding some slip, which is just clay and water, it's going to act like glue and hold that together without it coming apart. So, where this is going to join is here, so I'm just making a cut there to give it a scratch. On the other side here is where it's going to join up to, so I can scratch that as well. And then paint my slip onto it as well. This is where I use the card cone to form the clay co-round. I'm just going to put it there, and now as I roll this up, I'm going to make sure it's nice and tight to the paper cone underneath. I'm going to try and line up the bottom of the cone with the bottom of the clay so that at the top there's a bit of play. Okay, so that gives me a clay cone shape all the way around with the cardboard inside, and that's going to stay in there. That will help it stay rigid as it's being worked on. And all I need to do is make sure that these 2 sides are joining. And I'm going to do that with my thumb. By running my thumb across, I'm going to be really careful not to squeeze, but push with my thumb to join it. So I'm going to just run over that. And I keep going with that until it's nice and smooth. And that is the start of the clay cone. It's just a nice simple clay cone, and then some detail and decoration can be added to that. There. That's it.